So today I'm here with my brother Eli. How's it going, my man?
What's up, man? I'm good.
So we just had an amazing lunch, breakfast, and we talk a lot about sales training, business. And by the way, Eli's done. How much in sales have you done?
I've done well over 9 figures. It was 9 figures a long time ago, and after that, you kind of quit counting.
That's how much you've done in sales. See, one of the most important things when it comes to business is the ability to market, sell, and systemize. And so, Eli, I want to kind of pick your brains for my community here because when it comes, and I've just heard some of the stuff that he's just shared with me. You think a lot of you say, John, you're really good at selling. You should hear this guy. I mean, some of the stuff, the strategies, and the way that it's done as well, and the way you do it is just incredible. So, if people are watching this right now, they're a coach, they're a consultant, they are a service provider, they are an entrepreneur that wants to earn more income. What advice would you give to people wanting to learn more about selling? Or how can they get better at selling?
Well, most of the sales training out there is dated. It's from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, before the internet. And when I started to sell, I saw that there were scripts and it was very transactional. My personal mentor for years, Tony Robbins, I was actually the top salesperson there. And I saw how Tony was able to connect, how he was able to build value, and really look at the fact it's not so much what you say as a salesperson, it's more the thoughts and feelings that come out of that prospect. And so how do we really have the sensory acuity, the behavioral flexibility, but also the frameworks that allow us to connect? And what I saw Tony do was turn around suicides. And I thought if he can use these processes to turn around suicides, I wonder if I can use them to turn around sales. And now after 9 figures in selling and direct mentorship from Tony, I show people how sales needs to be not so much transactional as it was back in the old days. It needs to be more transformational, meaning that we need to connect. We need to really find the core emotional drivers inside of that person with the scripts, with the language as well, but different targets that are going to make people connect to you, connect to your process, and that's going to get them to have certainty in themselves and you and in your offer. And if you're just pushing products, but not really dig into the pain and digging into the people, they're not going to connect you in a way where they're going to feel certain enough to move forward. So that's what we've fixed.
I think that's incredible because another problem that I find as well when it comes to people selling is you were mentioning just now that it's almost like a mirror.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest issues that people get is they get objections like top 3 objections. I can't afford this, I don't have the time, I don't have the experience. And what you were talking about, there are certain levels of sales, and one of those being core beliefs and different beliefs and identity shifts as well. So can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have had countless times where, imagine this, there's a webinar and there's some leads. You do some marketing, you get some leads, and those leads go to a sales call. So imagine that these leads come to a sales call with salesperson 1, 2, and 3, and this person 1 gets the I got to think about it objection. This person 2 gets the money objection. Person 3 gets the spouse objection. And all the objections should have been the same, but these salespeople get the objection that they can't handle in their own lives. Meaning the guy that kept on getting the money objection, well, he had money issues. So it's impossible for you to hold somebody to a higher standard if you've not done it yourself. And so once that you have the experience and the certainty and you manage it in your own life, then you have the moral authority to hold somebody to that higher standard, but you can't do it unless you're willing to do it yourself. So there's a law of the mirror. You're going to keep on getting the challenges in your life to give you a reflection of what's happening inside of you. And so what we need to do for salespeople and for influencers of any kind is we need to change their own internal standards of what it means to sell their offer, and that's going to translate to the prospect. So that's what we fix.
I love that. And I think being able to do that is a skill set in itself. And, you've been doing this for many, many, many years, and you've done that, and you've told me how much practice you've had doing this as well. And, we always come to the point where if there's that saying, and we was talking about the boiler room quote from Ben Affleck, where he says, there's always a sale being made. Either you sell on the call or that person sells you the reason why not to. So why do you think then, for a lot of people who, let's say they're really good at marketing, but they just can't get any sales, they just can't get clients to buy their stuff? I mean, what would you say the main cause of that is?
Well, some people have a negative association to sales. Like, we've all had a sales experience that was just crappy, like somebody trying to convince you. And there's this common phrase that says people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. It's not true. People love to buy and they love to be sold. They love it, but they hate to be convinced. They hate to be pushed. And so a lot of people have a negative association to sales. So you might be on a sales call, but you don't feel good about it because you don't want to be like those slimy people. But realize this, like, I'm in this beautiful car with John, this, Lamborghini Aventador. He was sold this car, but he enjoyed buying. So he loved buying, and somebody had to sell it to him. He had the marketing, and he saw somebody else with it, and it sparked a desire in him. And he now gets to experience, and I get to experience for the day, this beautiful experience of riding in this car. And so we need to realize that sales is doing something for somebody. And so if we can educate and dig into their needs and their wants and their desires and help them move past their fears, now they've had an experience that makes them want to buy. And so the selling process of really getting people touched, moved, and inspired to take action on something that can benefit them is key. But that doesn't happen if you have your own insecurities around selling, if you don't feel good about the process, if you don't feel good about, sales, they won't feel good about buying. And so some of the salespeople just need to change their associations. People say, I'm being pushy, it's manipulative. It's none of that. Sales, I believe, is the best thing you can do for somebody. Sales is serving. I have this Apple iPhone. I have so many great things in my life that I was sold. I wasn't convinced. So if we can really understand buyer psychology and move them along a path that helps them get what they wanted, because if you have people watching your videos or attending your webinars or any of the things you market, they're already interested, but you're getting a very small percentage to actually buy because your sales and marketing are not married together. You're just marketing, hoping you get some sales, as opposed to really being able to use the marketing to set up the sale. The analogy we always give, it's kind of like if you play golf, marketing is teeing off the shot, and sales is tapping it in. Now here's the challenge. If you have really bad marketing, you got to do like a 200-foot putt. But if you have really good marketing, the sale becomes easy. Part of what helps somebody get really good at marketing is, just lots of impressions, lots over time. If you're new, you should really focus on the sales, because the marketing is going to get better over time, but the sales is where you actually make the money. And if you get really good at the sales, you make the money, and then you invest it into the marketing. And then the marketing blows up faster. So they're married. Is one more important than the other? No, they're equal, but most people put more time, energy, and focus on the marketing and pixels and all this stuff, which is super important. But if you don't have the fundamental skill of closing and selling and really getting money from people, everything else falls apart.
And that's why I wanted to create this little quick video, seeing as though we were just about to jump back into the train station. And by the way, those of you who are looking to learn more about this as well, I'm going to do some really awesome stuff. I've got a little gift for all of you. So make sure that you check out the description, and make sure you check out some of the emails that I'm sending to you, because, we want to put something together that can really help a lot of you, do some great results on this. Thanks, brother, for your time. It's always amazing. And make sure you check out the description and click the link below. Bye for now.
See you.
See you later.